5.
In the hectic rush of the morning drop-off, parents in Toronto pause for what is now a top-of-mind concern.
Obviously, seatbelts make sense in every other scenario in cars and vehicles, so I'm surprised that there isn't any sort of seatbelts in buses.
You don't want to be using the term good enough when it comes to a child dying.
The Fifth Estate uncovered a 2010 study by Transport Canada that found padded seats on school buses did not prevent injuries in side impact or rollover crashes.
Bringing in the seatbelts is a good first step.
The study's lead researcher also found seatbelts could help prevent ejections, despite Transport Canada's position that bus seatbelts do more harm than good, a key finding of an earlier study. These concerns made it to the House of Commons today.
Order.
This problem needs to be fixed now. What are the Liberals doing to ensure safety on our school buses?
I have instructed my department to take an in-depth look at the question of seatbelts in buses, a fresh look based on all of the evidence that has been collected since all the way back to 1984, and I look forward to their findings.
The Transport Minister says his department will look at safety studies from within Canada and around the world.
If we make the decision, for example, that we're going to put additional safety measures in place with respect to school buses, we'll try to do it as quickly as possible, taking into account the fact that in some cases retrofitting or building them into new buses does take a little bit of time.
Whatever decision is made, this expert wants to ensure the government is using the most up-to-date research.
Perhaps we need to revisit some of those studies with more modern techniques to make sure that we're actually making recommendations that will keep children safe on school buses.
The government is vowing to get to work right away on its review, but offered no timeline. If a change is going to be made, it could be done relatively quickly. Because this is a safety issue, it doesn't require legislation. Katie Simpson, CBC News, Ottawa.
So what would happen if Transport Canada did decide to order mandatory seatbelts on school buses? Well, it would actually be up to the provinces to enforce the law. Buses would either have to be retrofitted to provide approved seatbelts, which could cost around $10,000 per bus, or those seatbelts would be installed on new buses as they're built.